13 Total Modeling. We are from Group 11. My name is Kelvin Lau Kuan Fei, metric number 56284.
My name is Nur Syahirah binti Salimin with metric number 59016.
My name is Eugene Tang, metric number 55900. Our group will be doing a survey on manufacturing planning and control practice of Nike.
Nike was founded by Mr. Phil Knight and his past coach Bill Bowman in 1964, and they started Blue Ribbon Sports. Blue Ribbon got great achievement in manufacturing market in 1971, and Nike changes the company name to Nike. Besides, Nike launched its first product line in 1979. Nike factory had manufactured a new version of Air shoes successfully, and it was known as Air Jordan, which was introduced in 1985. Nike opened its first retail outlet in Portland, Oregon in 1990. In 1991, the company was very successful and its revenue reached $3 billion. Then Nike company began selling its products directly to customers through online shopping websites. Until now and still counting, Nike is the world's leading manufacturer of sport equipment, especially athlete shoes. As related, Nike company had earned $18.6 billion in the year of 2008. In addition, Nike has 30,000 employees worldwide and has a global business under the brand names such as Nike, Nike Go, Nike Pro, Nike Plus, Air Jordan, Nike Skateboarding, and subsidiaries. According to research, Nike currently sells shoes, shorts, jerseys, basketball, cricket, ice hockey, football, and lacrosse, which come from various types of sport events.
Forecasting is a technique or method used to predict the demand in the next period of time. It is very important for a manufacturing plant to know that how much product they need to produce in time. Forecasting is used to predict the level of aggregation and the unit of measurement of a certain manufacturing product, and it includes the method of judgment, causal, time series analysis, and trend projection by using regression. First of all, we understand that the Nike is a product that has its own demand trend as a horizontal demand. The meaning here is that throughout the year, the demand of Nike will not be fluctuating very much, and it is plateauing at a certain range of demand unless there is any unexpected happen. Hence, the appropriate forecasting method for Nike company would be the simple moving average, weighted moving average, or exponential smoothing. These methods are good in forecasting a horizontal trend manufacturing product, as the fluctuation of the demand for this product is insignificant. In other words, the forecast error for this method will not be much. Besides, as most companies do, Nike would have to take judgment method for forecasting into their consideration, as this judgment method will be the factor that causes the unexpected to happen. For example, the geography breakdown Nike's revenue will help the company to forecast the demand of their product in different places. Taking Nike's revenue breakdown by geography at first quarter of 2015 as an example, the analysis shows that North America has the most percentage of purchasing the Nike product, and Japan have the least percentage. So from that analysis, Nike company had increased their product at the North America and reduced their product at Japan for the next quarter of 2015.
Resource planning is sales and production plans in the way of time standards, routines, and other information on how raw manufacturing products can be produced, and then plans the input requirement. According to the research that we had done, most giant enterprises like Nike use enterprise resource planning. ERP entails the company's information system, which can bring more closely to company's departments and functions like human resources, finance, and inventories. It also creates a link between customer and producers. It is a system that manages the demand and supply of product and to marketing between customer and product. This is because the ERP is a business software that integrates the information of cash, raw materials, production capacity, orders, purchase orders, and payroll using a common database maintained by the database management system. It also facilitates the information flow between all business functions and manage connections with outside stakeholders. The main reasons that the Nike is using ERP for their resource planning is the business environment is increasingly complex and highly competitive lately. Therefore, they need an IT system which is highly competitive with the time management in order to catch up with their competitors. On the other hand, if the manufacturing plant is not that big as Nike, the way to the resource planning is materials requirements planning (MRP). MRP is a computerized information system developed specifically to help manufacturers manage dependent demand, inventory, and schedule replenishment orders. Other than that, a master production scheduling shows that how many end items will be produced within specified periods of time.
What is capacity planning? Capacity planning is the procedure used to control how much capacity is required in order to manufacture greater product or begin production of a new product. Few factors could potentially affect capacity, such as number of workers, ability of workers, number of machines, waste, scraps, defects, errors, productivity, suppliers, government regulation, and preventive maintenance. Capacity planning is vital due to the benefits of the efficient use of capacity plans within material requirements planning system and other information system. Insufficient capacity can potentially lead to worsening the performance of delivery, unnecessarily raise work in process, and aggravate sales personnel and in manufacturing. However, excess capacity can be costly and redundant. The incapability to properly manage capacity could be a barrier to the success of maximum performance of the company. Based on our research, it is assumed that Nike used 4 techniques in capacity planning, which are capacity planning using overall factors, capacity bills, resources profiles, and capacity requirements. Capacity planning using overall factors is a simple and manual method to capacity planning that is constructed on the master production schedule and production standard that convert required units of finished goods into historical loads. Bill of capacity is a procedure based on the MPS and instead of using historical ratios. However, it utilizes the bills of material and routing sheets, which show the sequence or work centers required to manufacture the part as well as the setup and runtime. Capacity requirement can then be determined by multiplying the number of units required by the MPS by the time needed to produce each. Resource profiles are the same as bills of capacity, except lead times are included so that workloads fall into correct period. If a company like Nike fails to comprehend and understand about managing capacity, it can lead to chaos and serious customer service problems.
Operation of a manufacturing company. In manufacturing control practice of Nike company, the company emphasizes the product control process to optimize the profit of the company through the appropriate manufacturing of the Nike products. Similarly to inventory management and control, production control can achieve its most optimum result by manufacturing the product that satisfies the customer. Besides, Nike's company basically conduct the production control to set up the schedules to work, which will ensure the optimum utilization of material, human resource, and machine during the manufacturing process. To undergo production control drastically, Nike company are supplied by the source from various independent companies separately, such as China and India, through the contract, in order to control the production costs and maximize the profit efficiently. According to the survey, most of the sportswear are manufactured by the independent contract manufacturer, which located outside of the United States. As a part of production control, the contract factories in Vietnam, China, Indonesia manufacture the sport footwear based on the certain quantity respectively, which approximate 47%, 26%, and 21% of total Nike brand footwear respectively. Nike company also have manufacturing agreements with independent contract manufacturers in Argentina, India, Brazil, Mexico, and Italy to manufacture footwear for sales primarily within those countries. On the other hand, Nike brand of apparel are manufactured by 328 apparel factories, which located in 37 countries. The largest single apparel factory accounted for approximately 13% of total fiscal 2018 Nike brand apparel production. Similar to sport footwear production, almost all of Nike apparel is manufactured outside of the United States by independent contract manufacturers, which often operate multiple factories. The contract factories in China, Vietnam, and Thailand produce approximately 26%, 18%, and 10% of total Nike brand apparel respectively. In 2018, the apparel contract manufacturers account for more than 10% of apparel production, and the top 5 contract manufacturers in aggregate account for approximately 47% of Nike brand apparel production. Thus, the production control strategy of Nike company helps a lot in earning the optimized profit by manufacturing the sufficient quantity of sport equipment in different factories, which come from different independent countries.
Inventory control is the planning and management of inventories that can be contributed to meet the competitive priorities of the organizations according to their manufacturing strategies. In the early 2000s, Nike manufacturer has some major inventory management problems. The company lost around $1,000 million in sales due to failure of inventory control. It may be difficult to imagine that such a well-established corporation could have a massive operational failure like this, but they did. Therefore, Nike developed an improved inventory management solution to solve their problems rapidly. Basically, Nike develops an effective system of inventory control while constantly manufacturing new products in order to fulfill the customer demands. Nike factory uses the shipping and receiving store since it first opened in 2005. The store plays a role to receive shipments, handle shipments, inventory control, and carry out the inventory process before the manufactured products are introduced to the market. As related, Nike manufacturers use their S&R stock room to manage their inventories. They use a handheld terminal machine that holds the entire information on the sport inventory such as shoes, apparel, accessories, and other sport equipment, which mostly influenced by customer requirements and market conditions. As one of the manufacturing strategies, Nike factory expands the manufacturing quantity of warm running apparel and accessories during the cold weather in order to ensure they have the sufficient inventories to meet the customer demands. Moreover, in Nike manufacturing control practices, the inventory control also applies some inventory management software. The management and analysis made by digital software help to provide the useful references to the company in order for them to generate strategies to manage their inventories. As a result, Nike produces an adequate quantity of sport equipment that customers are expected to buy. The shortage and overproduction problems seldom happen because of effective inventory control of Nike. This useful manufacturing plan eventually brings higher sales that are worth millions of dollars to Nike. Meanwhile, based on the survey, the inventories of Nike company have increased rapidly from 2014, which left 3,947 units to 5,261 units in 2018. This is because the customer demands become higher and Nike company needs to store more products to fulfill the requirement of the customers.
In a nutshell, Nike has been one of the biggest sport equipment enterprises throughout these years, and the strategy that they use in forecast, resource planning, capacity planning, production control, and inventory control play an important role to keep them economically sustainable with the assistance of other strong competitors such as Adidas and Puma.